Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Today's video is just going to be going through my entire fragrance collection. I have collected quite a few fragrances at this point, and I got a request to do a full fragrance collection video, so this is that. There are a couple that I don't have in person to show you guys. They're all at my fiance's house, so I will add in pictures of those ones, but for at least the full-size fragrances, most of them are here, so I figured we would just go through all of them. I'm not the best at describing fragrances. Most of my fragrance preferences are just by vibes, to be honest. So we're just gonna talk about the fragrances that I have, and I'll put the notes up on the screen. If you're new here, hi, my name is Vivian. I'm a robotics engineer with a love for all things beauty and makeup related, and I'd love it if you liked and subscribed if you aren't already. With that being said, let's just hop into it. So I guess we're just gonna start from the back of my little tray here. This is the tray that I usually keep in that back corner right there. I have definitely collected way more fragrances than I need. Some of these aren't even my favorite. I probably could get some declutters out of this, but at the very least, I just wanted to go through everything that I had in my collection. I might even add a tab into my makeup inventory tracker with just all of my fragrances as well. I think that would be also a good way for me to start tracking that. And I have really calmed down on my fragrance purchases in the past year, but fragrances do take a long time to use up. I also don't wear fragrance every single day. Honestly, it's just like whenever I have an event or I'm going somewhere, and even then, I typically forget to put on the fragrance. I guess let's go through these two first because they're from the same brand and they're some of my all-time favorite fragrances that I have in my collection. The first one is from Maison Marella, I think. Marella? Maison Marella, maybe. This is the replica Beach Walk fragrance, and I also have the replica Coffee Break fragrance. So these two are like two of my all-time favorite fragrances that I have in my collection. Beach Walk is much more summery, it's much more light and refreshing. Coffee Break I would describe as a little bit more sultry, like a little bit smokier. Out of all of the fragrances that I have in my collection, Coffee Break is my all-time favorite. I just love the way that it smells. It feels so luxurious and like sexy to me. Also, the bottles I just think are stunning. I love this like fabric label, and I love the little detail of the rope around it. These are definitely very pricey fragrances. I believe I got Beach Walk from Costco because it was significantly cheaper when I bought it from Costco, but both of these are stunning. I did use up an entire mini of the Beach Walk fragrance for when I'm traveling in the summer. I just genuinely really like these. I have been thinking about getting some of those decanters, like perfume decanters, travel size ones, so that I could at least take a couple with me whenever I go on any sort of trip, but I haven't purchased those yet because honestly I have quite a few like travel size fragrances to go through as well, so I've been trying to focus more on those. But these two are some of my all-time favorites. I love the way these smell. They really just like embody the scents that they have, that they're described as. Like Beach Walk definitely reminds me of summer, being on a beach, relaxing by the ocean, by the pool, and then Coffee Break just screams like warm, cozy date night vibes to me. So I love both of these. I don't know the exact notes that they have, but if you have similar fragrance tastes as I do, like these two are some of my favorites. One that I don't like this, and I'm kind of upset with myself for buying the full size because this was a blind buy for me. I heard such good things about it. I was convinced that I would like it, and I just don't. This is from Flur. This is the Missing Person perfume, and it's very powdery to me. I think my fragrance preferences are usually either sweeter or fruitier or like spicy. I just don't like it. I don't like the way this smells. I don't think this smells good on my body chemistry either, which is unfortunate because this was a very expensive perfume. I think the packaging of Flur's perfumes are stunning. It has this really nice magnetic cap, but the fragrance itself just kind of gives me a headache. I don't like it. It's very powdery to me. It kind of reminds me of like old lady, to be honest. That's not the vibe that I want. So I was thinking about decluttering this. However, it was expensive. There is still like so much use out of it still. So I'm trying to figure out what the best thing to do with this is. Maybe resell it. I'm not sure, but I definitely think that that was one of my more dumb purchases in terms of fragrances, just because I did not test it at all, did not smell it before buying it. It was very much a blind buy, and it did not work out well for me. Something that was sent to me by a brand is this fragrance from Meritt. They did send this to me in PR, so I didn't buy this myself. I actually really like this fragrance. It is kind of like the perfect everyday fragrance for me. It's not too sweet, it's not too smoky. I feel like this is a great fall winter fragrance in my opinion. Like, it just smells cozy without being like too bold either. The packaging of this is also incredibly stunning in my opinion. Like, I love this gold cap. I love the little like teardrop shape of this bottle. Truly just like a really pretty, luxurious packaging feel, and I do like the fragrance as well. So I am glad that I have this in my collection. I'm not sure that I would have thought to pick this up on my own if Meritt did not send it to me, but I'm glad they did. I think it smells wonderful, like one of my all-time everyday just like going to work scents. The next fragrance I have here is the Jo Malone London Nasty Blossom Cologne. I purchased this because I think it was 50% off on Sephora, and I've heard nothing but good things about Jo Malone's fragrances. I love the bottle of this. I think it's so pretty. I love just like the shape of it, the bulb on top. I don't know. But this was also a blind buy, but I like the way that this smells more. I'm not typically into super florally scents. I don't think this is too florally though. Like, I feel like there's some citrus in here as well. And it smells a little bit powdery, but again, nothing too intense. It is a very mild fragrance in my opinion, and it's not like my all-time favorite, but I do like it, and I have used it every once in a while. I've smelled a couple of the other Jo Malone like little sample size fragrances that come with gifts with purchase or something like that, and I haven't loved all of them, so I was a little bit concerned about this one, but this one is really nice. I love the bottle. I think it screams luxury, and I would repurchase this again. So this isn't like my all-time favorite, but I definitely don't regret buying this either. I do genuinely really like it. The next perfume fragrance I have here is from Henry Rose. This was also sent to me, I think through Skeepers or something. This is the Char fragrance. I do like this. I like this a lot more than By the Fireplace by Replica. Like, this still gives that like smoky vibe, but it's not quite as strong as By the Fireplace. That fragrance is honestly not my favorite, but this one I do like. This still is like something that is kind of reserved for special occasions. This isn't something that I would wear every day. This isn't something that I would wear every date night either. I find myself gravitating towards Coffee Break more than this one for date nights, but I do like the fragrance. I think it smells nice. It's not super overpowering, but you still get that like smokiness that this fragrance is trying to give you. I also think that this is a pretty unisex fragrance. I do like the way this smells. I'm glad that this was sent to me. Again, I don't think that it would have been something that I would have gravitated towards if it wasn't sent to me, but I do like it. I'm glad I have it in my collection. It's just not as well loved as some of my other ones, just because it is a scent that I have to like be in the mood to wear. It's not something that I find myself reaching for on the daily. I do like it though. It is a nice fragrance, and I think it has a pretty long lasting scent, like on clothing as well, mostly because of that smokiness. I feel like smokiness in general tends to linger longer on my skin and my body chemistry. The next fragrance I have here is Commodity Milk. This is the expressive scent variation, and I love this fragrance. I think it smells so nice. It is definitely very sweet. If you're not into super sweet fragrances, this is probably not the one for you. I love the bottle of this. I love the packaging. I love the branding of this as well. I think Commodity does a great job of branding because they do have their like personal, expressive, and bold scent variations of all of their fragrances. So if you want something that like takes up the whole room, then get the bold. If you want something where like only you can smell it, it, get the personal one, but the expressive is a happy medium. I love the way this smells. I believe that there's like marshmallow in here, which is kind of what attracted it to me in the first place. I really like this fragrance. Again, I think this is more of like a nighttime fragrance for me. I don't think I would wear this every day, just like casually, but I do really like it. I'm glad I purchased this. This is one of my favorite perfumes as well, and I'm interested in trying a lot more from the commodity fragrance line. I think from now on though, like I need to start getting minis if I'm going to be buying a new fragrance, if they're available, because I have way too many. I don't need to be buying more. One of my main things lately has been like no blind buys of fragrance, and I think that's been working out very well for me. If I can't go into store and smell it, I'm not gonna buy it at this point. The next fragrance I have here is from Dime. This is the I Love Your Smell Baby fragrance. This is a terrible name, to be honest, but I do like the scent of this. It is a little bit more fruity, very sweet, but I would wear this like on the everyday. I think it's not too strong. I don't think it's like gonna overpower the entire room. I think this is one of the more affordable fragrances as well compared to all of the previous ones I just went through. I think those are all 100 plus, whereas this one is more so like 60-ish, I want to say. I don't think this has the best lasting power. However, it does smell very nice. I am a really big fan of this fragrance. This was also a blind buy, but this one worked out well for me, so I am happy that I got it. Like I do like it, and I do reach for it quite often. The next fragrance here is not necessarily a blind buy. I have smelled this before, but I never wore it on myself before buying this. I mostly purchased this because it was heavily discounted during like Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty or something like that, some sort of Ulta sale. And this fragrance is the Giorgio Armani Acqua di I'm not sure. This is very much a summer fragrance to me. It's a little bit powdery, but I feel like the vibes still give like summer. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but I like it. This is definitely a summer fragrance for me. I don't find myself reaching for it like now, but I love the bottle of this too. It's like really thin, and I really like this green color that they have for the cap. I like the shape of it. I really like funky shapes in perfume bottles. I don't know why. I just think they look aesthetically pleasing, but I like this fragrance. I don't know if I would repurchase it because I think it's similar enough to my replica Beach Walk, but I don't like this one as much as I like replica Beach Walk. So I don't think this is like probably something that I should have bought, and I wouldn't purchase it again if I lost my fragrance collection, but I do like it. I'm gonna try and continue using it. I think the moral of the story here is that I just need to stop blind buying fragrances, to be honest. The next item I have here is actually just a body mist. This is from Flur as well. This is the Dragon Fruit scent. I went into store and smelled this before purchasing. So I actually really like this. I like the way it smells. I think it's perfectly fruity. Honestly, it kind of gives like Bath and Body Works body mist, but I think it's a little bit more sophisticated than a Bath and Body Works body mist. The vibes are very similar though. The packaging is cute. This is obviously less expensive than their perfumes and fragrances, but I do like it. I do use it. I think it smells really nice. It's described as fruity floral, and I do get that from this. I feel like it's more fruity than floral though, in my opinion. But yeah, I do like it. I think it's a great body mist. I like the bottle. I like the scent. This is a good purchase in my opinion. The next thing I have here is from Finery. This is the Pistachio Please scent from Finery. And I picked this up at Target because I heard this was a dupe for one of the KLE pistachio gelato perfumes. I think this smells nice. I think it is very, very sweet, maybe a little bit too sweet at times. Not as sweet as some of my other fragrances, but it's very one-noted in my opinion. Like I don't get any complexity from this. I don't get any nuance from this. Like this is really just something sweet that smells good, which is great for like a $30 perfume that you can get at Target. In general, I feel like I would want something a little bit more. I have another finery fragrance, and I forgot the exact name of it, but I will put it up on the page for you, which smells really nice. I like that one in like the brown packaging way more than I like this one, but I do like it. I'm glad that I have it. This is kind of something that I don't mind taking on travel with me because it is not as expensive. I'm not as worried as the bottle breaking. I'm not worried if like I lose everything. Again, I don't think I would repurchase this if I had to repurchase my perfume collection. I feel like I've kind of found my staples, and this isn't necessarily one of them, but I have it, so I am going to try and use it. It's just not my favorite from the Finery line, and it's not my favorite out of the perfumes that I have in my collection. I do like this color bottle though, like something about it is just really pretty to me. It's just not something that I need to have in my collection. The next item here is from Skyler. This is the Vanilla Sky fragrance. This was sent to me in PR a couple of years ago, and I do like this fragrance. I feel like it is very vanilla heavy, very sweet. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's just not something that I reach for a ton. I feel like this is a perfume that I would need to mix with others to really, really enjoy it. Honestly, I think I might declutter this one because I have so many fragrances, and this one isn't one that I purchased, and I feel like others would get more use out of it. I know my cousin like loves fragrances, so I might give this to her, that maybe she would use it more than I would. It smells really nice, don't get me wrong. It's just not my personal preference for perfumes. So I think it's probably time for me to let this go. I think that my cousin would use it a lot more than I would, and I don't want this to go bad before anyone has a chance to use it or complete it. I think I'm gonna declutter this one actually, but it's a nice fragrance. The next item here is the Eyelish by Billie Eilish fragrance. I really like the packaging of this. This is definitely more of like a fragrance to display for me. I think it smells really nice as well. I just find that the shape of the packaging is kind of annoying to like actually spray on and use. Like I said, I do think it smells nice. I do like the fragrance. I'm not upset that I purchased it, but for me this is more of a display piece than anything else. I just love the way this bottle looks. That's mostly it. I mostly have this for the packaging. I don't tend to use this as a fragrance very often. The next fragrance I have here is from KLE. This is the little mini of the Eden Sparkling Lychee fragrance, and this was the fragrance that I brought to Hawaii with me. So I really wanted to have some sort of scent memory with Hawaii because I feel like that was such a monumental trip for me. Like it was one of the best work trips I've been on. It was one of the best trips I've been on in general. I loved my time there, and I really wanted a fragrance associated with that. So this is what I chose for that. I actually love this fragrance. It is very sweet. It's more sweet with like a hint of fruitiness to it. I definitely don't think this is like everyone's cup of tea, but I love lychee. I do get some of that lychee fruitiness in here. Not a ton, to be honest. It feels more, I don't know, it feels just sweeter than lychee typically is, but I do like this fragrance a lot. I'm really glad I have this in my collection, and every time I spray it, it reminds me of Hawaii. So I'm a fan. I don't think I'll ever not be a fan of this fragrance. The next item I have here looks like I've used it quite a bit. However, this was a fragrance that my mom gave to me, like already used this much. This is from Chanel. This is the Gardenia scent, and it's not my favorite, to be honest. I know Chanel has some really great perfumes. I know Chanel No. 5 is like, Chanel like Mademoiselle is the one that my mom used to wear all the time, so that one just always reminds me of her. I don't love this one. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of super florally scents. This definitely screams like old lady, rich money vibes to me. The bottle is beautiful, of course. With Chanel, I would expect nothing less, but it's just not my favorite. I don't like it. I don't reach for it. And at this point, like, I feel like I should just keep it to try and finish it up, but I just don't like the way it smells. It's not something that I reach for a ton, but I have it, so I feel like I should try to use it. Like I said though, it's just not my favorite. I don't think I would repurchase that like ever in my collection. The next fragrance I have here is this mini from YSL. This is the Black Opium fragrance, and I mostly got this because everyone was like raving about YSL Black Opium when I first started my YouTube channel. and just getting into makeup content in general. I do like this fragrance. I think it smells nice. I'm glad I got the trial size. I just don't think that it's something that I need to have in my collection, so I'm probably going to end up using this eventually, but it's just not something that I find to be a necessity in my collection. Some other roller balls that I don't have right in front of me, but I do have that I want to talk about are one from Gucci. I have a travel size of the Gucci Guilty fragrance. That has been in my like to-go bag forever now. It's usually the fragrance that I pack for any sort of trip, anything like that. I love Gucci Guilty. I think it smells really nice. I love the way it makes me feel as well. And then the other fragrance I have is also from Skyler, and that is the Boardwalk Dreams fragrance, which smells exactly like cotton candy. So I also love that one. It is definitely extremely sweet. If you're not a fan of super sweet perfumes, you probably wouldn't like that, but I do love the rollerball of it. I find that whenever I just want to feel like a little more sweet, a little bit better about myself, especially in the summer when I tend to reach for fragrances like that, I think it's a great option. I really like it, and I'm glad that I have the rollerball of it and not the full size, because I don't think I would ever use it up completely. So the last fragrances that I have in my collection are all blind buys, and it is 100% because they're Sabrina Carpenter's fragrances. I couldn't find any of them like in person to try and smell, and so when she released them, I just bought them. 3 of them are sample sizes, like travel sizes, and then 1 of them is the full size. So the full size that I picked up was, I believe this is the espresso one, but it doesn't say. It just says Sweet Tooth by Sabrina Carpenter. So I have Me Espresso. I have a travel size of Cherry Baby. I have a travel size of Caramel Dream, and then I have a travel size of Sweet Tooth. Out of all of these, I think my least favorite is probably the Caramel Dreams one. It is extremely like musky in my opinion. Like there's a spiciness in this that I just don't like. So I'm not the biggest fan of the Caramel Dreams one. I do like the Cherry Baby and Sweet Tooth ones. Out of these 2, I would say that I like Cherry Baby more than I like the original Sweet Dreams. Cherry Baby just has a little bit more of a fruity scent to it, and something that I just vibe with better. And then the very last one, Me Espresso, is probably my second favorite after Cherry Baby. So I think I like Cherry Baby the best. I do like these besides the Caramel Dream one. I'm glad that I got the minis of most of them. I will definitely be giving some of those away to my friends because I don't think that I need all of them in my collection. I don't think I want all of them in my collection, and this fragrance is something that they also wanted to smell and try out. So I think I'll probably at least give the 2 ones that are like on the lower tier in my opinion to them. I think in general the fragrances are pretty nice. They don't last the longest, but if you want to support like Sabrina Carpenter in her fragrance endeavors, I don't think they're bad fragrances at all. I think you just have to be a little bit more careful about what you're buying because you can't really smell them in person. It's not like the easiest to get your hands on. I do like Cherry Baby though. I think if I were to like rebuy all of them, I would have just gotten Cherry Baby. And when I bought these, they didn't have a sample size of the Me Espresso perfume yet, which is the only reason why I have the full size. I don't think it smells bad, but it doesn't smell very espresso-y. Like, I'm not getting a ton of coffee from this. I like the packaging of it though. I think like the chocolate bar is a smart idea. But that is everything in my fragrance collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not the best at describing fragrances, like I said. I fully go off of vibes and feels. So I know what my nose likes and what it doesn't, and that's all I can tell you about fragrances. I hope this was insightful into my fragrance collection. I know that I always have it like in the background of my videos, but I've never really gone through every single fragrance in my collection. So this was that. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.